You're listening to the Recovered Life Show, the show that helps people in recovery live their best recovered lives. And here is your host, Damon Frank.
And welcome back to the Recovered Life Show. It is Wednesday, July 6th, 2022. How was your 4th, Kristina Dennis?
Oh, it was wonderful, Damon Frank. How was yours?
You know, it was really well. I saw some people that I hadn't seen for a while, spent some time with family. That is always fun, especially, with this pandemic, which we talked about before. We're trying to kind of get back into the groove of things.
Exactly.
And I know I'm still not really going to regular 12-step group meetings. Everything's still pretty much online here in LA. So it was really good to connect with people and see people that I hadn't seen for a while.
I had a ball. My neighborhood's kind of one of those old-fashioned neighborhoods with the parade, at 3:00 where every kid gets on their bike. And then there's kind of a little bit of a, sharks and jets type of situation with my neighbors and who can shoot off the most. And the next day, it just looks like a war zone. So everything is cleaned up now. It's Wednesday. Doesn't smell like, smoke everywhere. And we're all back to summer.
I love that. I remember as a kid rummaging through all the old fireworks. We usually hose them down, to be safe. But the ones that were left over, trying to light that last little sparkler,
oh my goodness.
A day or two after, come on, we were up to all that kind of stuff. Kids of the 80s, that's the way it is.
You little pyro.
Exactly. I wasn't. You weren't. You didn't do it. You were afraid of them. I know a lot.
I was afraid of them.
My sister was afraid of them. She was like, "Now I'm afraid."
I am still afraid. Yes, absolutely. They're jarring. And I have a little puppy who gets scared too. So
yes, that is a downside of it. Man, yeah. I'm so glad to be back though on Wednesday here after the 4th, talking about your recovery. I love to do the show with you because we always tap into things that we're talking about in our coaching practice and in our own lives, honestly, because that's what this is all about, living our best recovered life.
It is. But before we jump into the topic, I want to tell everybody, thank you. Please keep share, follow, and leaving us comments so we can bring content that you're interested in. And also join our community. It's completely free, recoveredlife.us. We have wonderful exclusive content that's over there. We use the Volley app, so you actually get to meet people all over the world. You can connect with both Damon and I. There's a beautiful daily drink conversation that's going on, and it just helps us all live our best recovered life. So I hope to see you over there. It's called recoveredlife.us.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? One of the great things about becoming a member is you do get exclusive access to our Volley app, as well as emailed a lot of exclusive content that you and I do. But I couldn't believe how many people I actually interacted with over the 4th of July, over the week, really, with people that just, hey, are they trying to get sober? They're new to sobriety, or they've been sober for decades and just want to check in, right? And Volley is so great with that because being in this Volley community and in the Recovered Life community, it's that one-on-one that we're able to do, but we're also able to do the group too, as well. Right. So I love it. So welcome. If you are new to Volley, please reach out and say hello to Kristina and myself if you are on the app. So Kristina, here we go. We're talking about something that you and I have never suffered from in our whole recovery, but we thought that we just mention this just to be nice to people who might. That's workaholism in sobriety. Workaholism.
This is the perfect time to do this topic too, because if you are anything like I was, having summer vacation, having downtimes that we were supposed to learn how to enjoy, or, we anticipated that that's exactly what I want to do. I can't wait to relax. I can't wait to not go to work. And then being incredibly uncomfortable when I was on vacation is something that I had to address. And I really did have to see how much my dopamine seeking ways were costing me. And there's always this discussion about the elusive balance of life. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say and how you have obtained balance.
Well, this is it. I love this topic because it's something that I never wanted to talk about, probably for the first 2 decades of my recovery, right? I think a lot of people suffer from workaholism in sobriety. I know you and I aren't the only ones that have suffered from it.
Right.
It's interesting because it's a tricky thing. on one side, I think when you first get sober, there's this realization with people. And, you and I go through this as coaches, having clients that say, oh my God, I've lost so much time. I have to
Yes,
catch up. Maybe there's a financial issue where they have to work more. They have 2 to 3 jobs, right? We're not talking
exactly.
about that. We're not talking about for need. We're talking about using work in order to kind of escape from what you should be doing in your life.
So true. And yes, I'm glad that you clarified that, because there certainly have been times in my life where and even in longer term sobriety, where the situation called for me excuse me, called for me to put some extra hours in and to put some, focus on a certain area, opening businesses, having a certain project that you want to set off. But I'll tell you, when I first got into sobriety, it would have been so easy. And dare I say, is exactly what I did, where I started focusing on career and avoiding all the things that
Yeah.
scared me in life.
Yeah, I think the thing is too, is that a lot of people in recovery, and I'm going to say that this is something that a lot of my recovery I had a problem with. I had a problem relaxing. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
somebody who took vacations. I don't like to. I like to do what I like to do, right? I
Yeah.
like working. I'm an entrepreneur, as
Mm-hmm.
well as being in the recovery business. And I like it. I enjoy it.
Yes.
I have friends doing it. You and I have got things that we do in recovery. We enjoy doing it, right? But there is a time where I remember where it might have been a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday or a late night where I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really have to be there. But in order to not be there and work, I would have to be present somewhere else. And it
Right.
was uncomfortable. I had to maybe go make friends or deal with something in my personal life or whatever. And it was a way to escape into
Mm-hmm.
not having to deal with that. And it's a really valid excuse. It's like, look, I'm working hard for
Yeah.
my family. I'm trying to get
Yes.
things done. But at the end of the day, I really didn't probably need to do it. I did it just because I had a compulsion to do it because I wasn't comfortable elsewhere.
So good of you to say it that way too, because I think that it's really easy to defend working a lot, right? It's relished in our world. It's an admirable, quality that we're hard workers. And it says that I think it's in the 12 by 12, where alcoholics can do the work of 5 men, that we definitely have that dopamine surges, that dopamine seeking behavior. And isn't it better than drinking? Oh, okay, they work a lot. It's kind of like the exercise gym rat that could be kind of ends up being in the gym versus, drinking. That, yes, make the road wide in the beginning, make your recovery wide. We're not asking you to figure this out. But I think understanding that, okay, what I think is the most important thing that I learned about myself was that I didn't have the skill set to relax. I didn't
Yes.
have the skills, just like codependence. We are afraid of intimacy. This is what was holding me back. And I had to actively learn how to relax and have faith and trust.
Well, that is hard to admit. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I really had a hard time relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I dreaded actually time off because I really didn't know what to do. Like, I
Yes.
would end up just reading things for work or trying to learn something or trying to achieve something. I will say now it's interesting. I was thinking about this when we were doing this episode, Kristina, because when you and I were talking about what we wanted to discuss this week on the Recovered Life show, I thought, yeah, and I was expressing to you, it's like, you know what? I think for the first time in my life, I can actually sit down and watch a movie, sit down and read a book. I can actually do nothing and be
Right.
okay with it. Not always. I'm still a very driven person. I'm very driven, but I've
Yes.
trained myself in recovery, especially I would say, my third decade in recovery. I've trained myself that it's not healthy for me to be obsessive all the time about work and doing and achieving. It's
Right.
not, it's not the right thing for me anymore. And it was hard to let go of. I mean, I'm telling you, it probably took me 10 years to let go of this.
Sure. No, exactly. I remember, we have different histories as far as work. I had, a special needs son that I absolutely had to put away some of the career aspirations that I had, and, lived with my child who's nonverbal, and just, that was a big wake up call, not having the feedback. Work is kind of easy sometimes compared to our home life. I think most parents would say it's easier to work outside of the home than it is to work inside of the home. And raising small children, it certainly feels a lot more controllable, and you get that break, right? That you don't